You are listening to the Beaverton, North America's trusted source of news.
This week on the Beaverton, war. What is it good for? The answer remains oil. Due to a water main break, Calgary officials are asking residents to only shower for 3 minutes, which is nowhere near enough time to think of all the embarrassing things you've said and done your entire life. And a Conservative MP rejected Liberal overtures to cross the floor. He said nothing the Liberals offered him could overcome his commitment to not getting a piss balloon thrown at him by Pierre Poilievre. That's right, it's time to make fun of the news once again on the Beaverton Weekly Report. Welcome to the show, everyone. So glad you were tuning in. I'm your host, Luke Gorenfield. Before I introduce the panel, a quick reminder, we are doing a live show in Edmonton at Winterruption on Saturday, January 24th. We will be doing a special breaking news live Beaverton Bulletin to kick things off, and then a live podcast featuring myself, Clare, Blackwood, Ian MacIntyre, and a super special guest to be announced later on. We got an email recently from the festival that tickets are moving pretty quick, so please get yours before they go at winterruptionyeg.com. And now, joining me this week are 3 of our regular panelists, all of whom are currently breaking their New Year's resolutions to podcast less. Niall Seguin, Clare Blackwood, and Ian MacIntyre. Welcome, all 3 of you.
I'd like to say happy January 6th to all who celebrate.
Yes. A moment of silence.
Yes. Happy anniversary of the day that should have changed a lot of things and didn't.
Hey, man, I had a lot of fun on that day.
Yeah.
I stole Nancy Pelosi's stapler. It was awesome.
It's tricky getting back.
It inspired you to get that horn helmet.
It's a great helmet.
Yeah.
And it's got a lot of uses, more than you think.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
I know, everyone is afraid of that joke continuing.
And scene.
We all know how I was going to yes and that. We can just do it in our minds.
Don't open the door.
Well, before we dive into the insanity that is the news, because the news certainly didn't have a slow start to the year. How was everyone's holidays? How was everyone's holiday break? Everyone have a good time?
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, I spent New Year's playing RPG with my group.
Nice.
It was great.
Oh, that's good. Luke, as you know, I spent New Year's at your house.
I vaguely recall you there, yes.
Yeah.
Were you asking for feedback? Were you asking?
No.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, Ian, how was your New Year's?
Rate my charcuterie board, Ian. Do it.
Oh, my God. I'm not even sucking up here. Luke's charcuterie board was amazing because at the last second, he included gummy bears on it.
I did.
It's all we fucking talked about all night.
I had a few blank spots, so I threw some gummy bears down. No one ever complains about gummy bears.
Like regular gummy bears?
Yeah. No, I wasn't drinking.
We all tripped balls the whole night.
I mean, I don't know.
Oh, I had edibles if anyone wanted some, but I didn't just put them on a board and been like.
I would have respected that if you had.
Luke mass roofied his whole party of friends.
You put a little label so people know. I'm not saying
Regular gummy bears?
You don't
Special gummy
submarine
bears.
it.
Yeah, I didn't. You know what? I didn't combine my plan to get everyone semi-knowingly high with a label maker. I apologize. I just 5 seconds before the doorbell rang went, there's a blank spot. Gummy bears. I won't. That won't be the thing we talk about all party.
It was, people. Listeners, gummy bears on your charcuterie board. You cannot go wrong.
Yeah, I mean, if there's one thing to take away from 2025 into 2026, it's put gummy bears on your charcuterie boards. Okay, well, let's talk about things that matter ever so slightly more than gummy bears on a charcuterie board. The U.S. has bombed and stormed Venezuela and arrested, aka kidnapped, Nicolas Maduro, the leader / dictator of Venezuela, and extradited him and his wife back to New York, back to New York to face a number of criminal charges.
They've never been there.
I mean, we don't know. Maybe they took a vacation.
Yeah, you're
all
right.
this popped
They
off.
were running product on the streets in Yonkers.
He hustles.
I mean, as a rags to riches story, if he went from being like a street level, like, hey, 5-0's coming, to running Venezuela, you'd have to respect the game.
Yeah, take that, Jay-Z.
100%.
You could have aimed higher.
Yeah, I think the reason I said back is because when you extradite someone, it's usually back to the place they committed the crime, not to a foreign country that isn't the country they run. So that's why I thought back. But anyways, so the charges are all relating to drugs and narco-terrorism, as well as hilariously possession of machine guns, which, don't get me wrong, it's not good to possess machine guns. It's just to be arrested for that in the U.S. is so good, or to be charged for that in the U.S. is so good.
Yeah, too many guns for us Americans.
For having machine guns in Venezuela.
That's the confusing part. So I was on board I wasn't on board. But I understood up until that.
Yeah,
I made the machine gun
You
law.
broke U.S. laws while you were in Venezuela.
Yeah.
U.S. laws that we don't observe at all because we all have machine guns.
Correct.
Yeah, there's a lot of we didn't even really try to lie to people in this, the indictment might be the biggest one of like, you know why we're doing this, and even if it didn't, Trump immediately came out and was like, it's about the oil. Like he didn't. There was no pretense. There was no. There was no even semblance of like weapons of mass destruction, George Bush, Iraq stuff. It was just, it's about oil. We're telling you it's about oil. If we're going to bomb them again, if they don't give us the oil, it's about oil.
They've been talking forever about how Venezuela has stolen their oil, which is legally incorrect.
Yes. Trump legally incorrect? I don't believe
I know. Happy January 6th.
I admire how the plan here is that if everyone says it's for a different reason, nobody can be charged with a crime. That's called double jeopardy, Luke, and that's how it works.
I think they messed up on this machine gun situation. If I'm his defense attorney, I'm calling the NRA. Let's set this precedent. Let's the immovable, what is it? Immovable, whatever.
Object means an unstoppable.
The immovable object,
We'll see how that goes.
I'm just so curious, because like having machine guns, is that illegal in Venezuela?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't.
Because
I'm
if
willing to
it's-
bet no.
Because
Like,
if it's not, then I
just on
genuinely
vibes.
okay. So, Mr. Lawyer, and I realize that
As I
this
prefer
might
to be
be
addressed, thank you.
this might be a moot point because it's Trump, but like, how can you arrest, quote unquote, arrest somebody for breaking a law in your country when they did it in their country where it's not a law?
Yeah, you can't.
Okay, cool.
That's the short.
Dope. And
there
end
are,
of
there are a
podcast.
few nominal exceptions, but the bedrock of law really is territorial. So, like, I can't arrest you for committing murder in Germany. Germany can ask me to extradite you, and I can arrest you for the purpose of extradition.
Yes.
But I can't charge you for it. Now, there's been a few exceptions to that. Canada, and I'm not sure if it was overturned or not, did have a law that was aimed to crack down on sex trafficking, specifically people who went to countries like Thailand and engaged in that.
Right.
So they said that even though the crime was committed in Thailand, we will still prosecute you here. And so there have been exceptions, and usually in very extreme circumstances where, like, the foreign countries won't prosecute you for very heinous crimes, for example, like sex trafficking. So
It was a real blow to Canada's weird uncles.
Jesus.
Terribly worded. But if you
No, I think that's exactly how we wanted
if you
to
go
word
to
it.
Thailand with a machine gun, you're good.
Yeah,
what
that's
we
true.
were
We
getting
don't care about that.
I was just thinking, like, can Carney then, just kidnap Trump and arrest him for the pedophile stuff? Because I would love Carney to kidnap Trump for the pedophile stuff.
I'd love Carney to do a lot of shit.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Anything. We'll get to that.
I kind of feel like some of the international. What percentage of the international pushback do you think is like some of the world leaders who themselves have warrants are like, whoa, we're doing warrants now? No, it's war. War is fine, but we're not doing warrants.
We made up that whole diplomatic immunity thing for a reason, guys.
Well, but diplomatic immunity, again, sorry, my voice is getting way too high. Diplomatic immunity. I'm like the
your
guy in
song.
Lethal Weapon 2. Diplomatic immunity.
But a higher,
I'm
like
from
an
South
alto,
Africa.
like an alto. Diplomatic immunity.
Yeah.
You're that evil politician from the Superman movie this year? Okay.
Yeah, who definitely wasn't Netanyahu. But anyways, so diplomatic immunity is supposed to be when I'm a diplomat in the U.S., let's use an example, and I commit an infraction there, they can't arrest me because I have diplomatic immunity.
Yes.
The concept of you just can't arrest people who are in foreign countries who haven't committed a crime in your country, that's just so much more fundamental than diplomatic immunity. That's just base level reality. Like, and to your point, Claire, about like, so can anyone, if they indict any world leader in their country for any crime, just bomb, invade, and take that leader? Like, imagine what Russia could do with this for Zelensky.
They might invade a country or something.
Whoa.
Well,
Someone could also do it to Russia, right? I think Putin has warrants.
100%. But in this example, Russia, the more powerful country, doing it to the less powerful country. Like, imagine what Israel could do with this for every leader around them. And again, I'm not,
versa, once again.
Well, again, we're talking about who's the more powerful in that area. So, like, don't get me wrong, I agree, and it would be hilarious to see the less powerful countries doing it to the more powerful. But we know the more likely thing is the more powerful countries / the ones backed by the U.S. doing it to the less powerful countries.
I want Sri Lanka to kidnap
just
Trump.
a random, just South Africa has him in a holding cell. Ow!
Zimbabwe is like, we got Trump now.
We told him there was burgers.
It was real easy to trick him.
He red-eyed it. He's pretty stupid, you guys.
He flew himself here.
Yeah.
Then we slapped cuffs on him.
We didn't slap. We told him we were in there, and then we just closed the door. He's still waiting. I don't understand.
It's like how you trapped a Hamburglar. It was real easy.
Is he okay? Is this your president? president?
We haven't watered him.
We haven't Diet Coked him. But like the thing is, I think so much of like, you know, the commentary in the recent days is like, well, the U.S. doesn't respect international law. The U.S. doesn't respect international law. See, I've come around on this. I think the U.S. does respect international law. They just firmly believe that U.S. law is international law. Like if it's a law in the U.S., it's a law everywhere, and they can just apply it. Like a Judge Dredd, I am the law thing. That's my theory of how they're rationalizing this.
I feel like the American lies have kind of gone the way of like television. Like there's not a lot of sort of like prestige lies anymore. Remember back in the day when they would do the lies and you'd be like, oh, maybe.
In the golden age of lies,
Yeah. But now it's just
That's
all
when
Big
you made
Bang
America
Theory.
great again. That's the era. The era of lies.
Now it's all just mainstream lies.
If you line it up, it does coincide with the golden age of TV and the golden age of lies. Sopranos and the War in Iraq line up pretty good.
Yeah, he had that yellow cake uranium. He brought a prop,
They had
guys.
they had the feasible. It was feasible.
Yeah.
Now they're not even trying. I just feel,
But like to your point, it is basically just they're going international law. What are the laws? We're going to change this part of the law. What are you going to do?
Yeah, and that, I mean, that the last part, what are you going to do, is the crux of it, right?
And the
It's
answer
like,
is
do
strongly
something.
worded letters.
Yeah. The thing that I think has been lost in the shuffle, which is an insane statement to say given what I'm about to say, is everyone's like, well, they have the right to do this because he was under indictment here, or he was about to be indicted. We had a warrant for his arrest back in New York, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, let's just say it was legal to just go into a country, kidnap a guy, and bring him back. They killed 80 people.
Yeah.
Like, this wasn't a smash and grab and we got 2 people and got out of there. They bombed a country and blew up, and you can make the argument like, oh, some of them were soldiers. Like, they blew up apartment buildings. They killed grandmothers.
Bunch of civilians.
That's pretty on brand for American cops.
It is.
On an arrest?
1,000%.
It's just an international no-knock warrant. What are we
Frankly,
talking about?
if
How are we
they did
spending
that by
time on this?
accident, I would be surprised.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that really blew my mind is I was reading an article, and by that I mean I saw a snippet of an article on Twitter.
That tracks.
It was a real article, I read it later, and I believe it was the Post, but it might have been the Times, and it was describing the raid, and they had all the details of it, and the way American bias seeps into even nominally left-wing coverage or liberal centrist coverage is so fascinating, because they were like, the American soldiers, the Delta forces or whatever, stormed the compound. They were fired upon by Venezuelans, and so they acted in self-defense and with overwhelming force. That's, I believe, pretty much word for word how the description goes. It is not self-defense when you invade a country and they try and shoot at you.
This is the country of stand your ground laws.
Yeah. But it's like stand your ground, as if like the stand your ground is like, I broke into your house and then stood my ground.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, it was self-defense, but the Venezuelans were doing the self-defense.
Exactly. The irony is right there.
Yeah, it's just fascinating how they're able to frame everything through the pro-American, even when they're, I don't think, consciously doing it. But yeah, so that is, the subject with Maduro. The question now is, and this is where we get into speculation, is what's going to happen now? Trump immediately came out and said the U.S. will run Venezuela.
Did you see Rubio's eyes bug out behind him when he said that at the press conference?
I mean, even more than normal? Yes.
Yeah.
Rubio tried to walk that back and went, well, what we meant was blah, blah, blah. And then Trump, an hour later, was like, no, I meant we're going to run Venezuela.
Well, because Rubio knows he's the nerd who's going to get stuck doing the group project.
Yeah.
And okay, I read this and it made me laugh a lot in the fact that he has apparently Marco Rubio has been given the name the Viceroy of Venezuela.
Wow.
I know. I love it. It makes him sound like a medieval boy king that's been like given this nickname by his jester so he doesn't kill him.
He's wearing pantaloons while he does it, for sure.
1,000%.
Little Marco, indeed.
Isn't there a small percentage chance that he gave himself that nickname?
Not zero.
I think he's too dead inside to have that kind of whimsy.
That's a journal entry from 1990.
Here's the thing. Now that we're into the speculation, which is my favorite part of the podcast.
Always.
Speaking of Rubio, though, I do wonder, because everyone is saying, like, Trump's like, it was the oil. We went to steal the oil. And Stephen Miller is like, I just wanted to blow up brown people.
Yeah.
I think Marco is the only one who actually had a plan in this. because it's a long story, but Venezuela largely supports financially Cuba.
Yeah.
And Marco Rubio hates Cuba a great deal because his family was forced to leave there and he's wanted to throw them over for a long time. And they can't do that first because you don't start with Cuba. No. So they're starting with Venezuela.
Well, also they've tried so many times.
And it always goes poorly,
yes.
yes.
Worked out.
But Marco Rubio, I think he's been eating shit in the Trump administration for a full year
He has, yeah.
so that he could maneuver this into happening. And he just
100%.
told everyone, like, you'll get the thing that you want. It'll be great. And now he's the only one who actually got what he wanted out of it. Except now he has to run Venezuela.
But he's
Yeah.
the viceroy, so it's fine.
Yeah.
I agree that Rubio is the driving force here, and I'm sure like Miller and other allies were on board. But this is where you're seeing the neocons like Rubio and Lindsey Graham use Trump like the puppet that he
Yes.
is.
Lindsey
quickly
Graham
becoming.
was like grinning,
Yeah.
talking about it on the news.
He was.
I have
Lindsey-
never seen that man so happy.
Yeah, if that camera had panned down, he had a full erection talking about overthrowing Cuba.
Yeah.
Like even more so than when he got the male hookers outside the Republican convention. Yeah, like so he's losing his mind like with delight at how Trump is finally playing ball with the neocons in a way that he did not the first term around. And
They're making his dementia work for them. Man.
Yeah, 100%. So Rubio, so that's where we're at. So the situation is Trump is saying they're going to run it. Rubio's saying, no, we're going to coerce them or whatever. Since they sent the troops in and got Maduro and got out, they have not left troops in on the ground.
Which they can't because they haven't asked Congress yet. Like, really.
Wow, they'd find them. This Congress would never hold them to account on that.
But
Yeah,
if
still.
anything, I think this Congress loves that they didn't ask them because they don't have their fingerprints on it.
100%.
When
Yeah.
they run in the midterms, they can be like, I didn't vote for us to invade Venezuela. And it's like, well, what did you want? And they're like, don't
Well,
ask.
Yeah, and I mean, technically they did adhere to, if you buy the whole extenuating circumstances as to why they didn't have to ask Congress, they still, if they're going down that route, and they're like, well, we told them 48 hours after, they still only have, I think it's like 30 days to get the fuck out.
Yeah.
And for it to still qualify as that extenuating circumstance.
Right. But so they haven't left troops in. So how are they going to accomplish their goals? How are they going to take the oil? The Rubio's line seems to be we're just going to coerce and threaten them into doing what we want, which if the VP, Delcy Rodriguez, who is obviously, and the whole, government is a Maduro government who are left behind.
I love the argument that they were like, we have to overthrow the Maduro government. This guy is the worst.
Yeah.
So we got Maduro out of there and left in charge the second in command.
Yep.
Problem solved.
Yeah, and so they've all immediately sworn that they're not making any changes, that they're going to continue on Maduro's path. And if I'm Delcy Rodriguez, it's like, okay, there's the threat that if I don't do what Trump wants, he will Maduro me, aka send troops, extradite me to the U.S., etc.
Blow up an apartment building.
Yeah, or there's the threat that the cartels will kill my entire family. I know who I'm more scared of.
Do you mean drug cartels or oil cartels? Because both.
I mean drug cartels.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like that's, to me, it's like the threat is just like there's so much danger in Venezuela that people live with on a daily basis. The U.S. threatening them is just never going to be as scary.
I guess. I feel like, because I've heard people say, like, Delcy Rodriguez right away was like, Maduro's the rightful president, bring him back. And it's like, that's the thing you kind of have to go out there to say, even if you're working
Yeah.
with the states. Like, just to kind of keep the country from exploding like a powder keg. But I think that the plan right now is all of the worst people involved will get rich. And as long as we keep that working, whether it's the drug cartels, whether it's the oil cartels, whether it's Trump, whatever, that's the plan.
And fuck the people.
Oh, yeah. That's a given.
Yeah.
We're just going to extract as much oil wealth from this country as is humanly possible.
But the oil is located in a part of the country that is controlled by the drug cartels.
Well, shit.
So if they crack down on the drug cartels, you have a built-in insurgency who's extremely well-armed and extremely well-funded.
Yep.
So how do you get to the oil?
And also, I was reading an article, and I also saw on Twitter. No, I'm kidding. And it was saying how like it would take up to a decade to even get the oil to where it needs to be because like they shut down so much in the last since he came in or something like that.
Well, yeah, since they nationalized all the oil
Yeah.
production, it was Chavez who did it, like in the
Yeah.
90s, I want to say, or something. Yeah, they shut that all down. All the oil infrastructure is just dilapidated and falling apart right now.
Yeah.
And Trump is basically like, "Hey, oil companies, go in there, put up billions of dollars up front. I'll totally pay you back."
Yeah, in a decade.
Yeah.
Like that, it's just.
In a country that we may or may not control, who's to say?
And in a world where the growth of renewables is again exponential. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills, like no one is taking this seriously. This is, to me, our fucking oil pipeline, this is like cornering the horse and buggy market in 1945. It's so dumb.
Yeah, and by the way, oil is at an almost all-time low price-wise.
It
right now.
is.
Yeah.
I saw it hit like
Yeah.
99 cents the
It's-
other day.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, it's like I think it was technically a little bit lower, like peak COVID, but like, and oil is an extreme volatility. It always has been, but like
Because it burns.
Thank you.
Nailed it. Thanks so much for listening, everyone.
I'll show myself out.
We're 20 minutes in, and you're doing outros.
Spikes it. The first one of 2026.
Oh no.
But yeah, so like that. So there's always going to be ups and downs and booms and busts in the oil field. But like, it is crazy to be like, we got to sink $1 trillion is the estimate I read into getting Venezuelan oil and everything flowing north into the U.S.
Awesome.
But Luke, they'll make billions.
They will.
You don't understand.
It's like dumb Ozymandias.
Yeah.
We will. You're spending trillions to make billions. Wait, what did I just say? What?
Rorschach's just like, wait, what?
I don't think you understand this.
His mask just formed into a question mark.
I love that we're all talking about The Watchmen like it's a reference most people get.
I feel like people
took me a
remember
second.
Rorschach a little bit.
Yeah.
Anyways, so that's the oil crux of it all. The political crux is the thing I want to mention is, you know, when I think especially Venezuelans who have fled Venezuela and were very opposed to the Maduro regime were hearing this news, the assumption was, oh, the opposition leaders who are our champions, who we support, who are aligned with the U.S. and especially aligned with Republicans on political causes, they'll come in and the U.S. will kind of install them, aka or hold elections, and they'll come in. And immediately Trump rejected that, and specifically rejected bringing in Machado, the opposition leader, saying she doesn't have support. There were multiple stories that the reason he did this is because he is mad that she accepted the Nobel Peace Prize that he thought he should have won.
She literally dedicated it to him.
And I think that's
Not enough.
that's supposition, right? Like I think like
This is speculation.
Yeah, it's
I've heard like it's like background sources have said.
but
and who
like
the hell
I
knows?
gotta say that I really hate in this day and age that I am forced to take time out of my day to Google shit. Like Trump jealous of Machado Peace Prize ? Like cause war? Yes, no.
Yeah.
God.
And so like that whole, you know, the kind of political center and right of Venezuelans and Venezuelan expats and dissidents was just immediately cut off at the knees.
Yeah.
And so like, you know, when you're talking about, you know, obviously there were people who for very good reasons wanted Maduro gone. And I think, you know.
I don't think we devoted enough time to. He's a bad man.
Yeah.
Bad man. Very, very bad.
He's a full tilt dictator.
We do
and
not support
should
him.
not be in charge of a country.
I completely agree, but here's the thing. Bad people in power is bad. See the U.S. But removing them and creating chaos can actually make things worse.
Yes.
See every country the U.S. has done to this to before.
Yep.
But this is the time it'll work.
Yeah.
For sure. It didn't work in Iraq or Libya or... Wait, did it work in Libya? I forget.
Not at all.
Not at all. That's
Yeah,
right.
I read today that the U.S. has officially had 17 successful U.S.-based regime changes in Latin America. 17.
Wait,
Successful based on how many people died?
Well,
I mean, metric.
How they would describe as successful.
It was different.
It changed the regime.
Successful based on how the United States Fruit Company's stock did.
Hey,
Essentially,
Del Monte planned a lot of good coups.
Successful's doing a lot of heavy lifting there.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah, well, let's broaden our scope a little bit because I want to talk about how, and we've already alluded to it, the immediate. This is just the first domino to fall. We're controlling the whole Western Hemisphere angle. It happened almost right away, even before Maduro got back to the U.S. So Trump
he
has
was still
said,
reading the in-flight magazine.
and he was making all these outfit changes. I don't know why they changed his outfit 20 times, but seriously, look at every photo of him, like getting on the plane, getting off the plane, going like walking to the holding.
What's he
cell,
hosting the Golden Globes? They need wardrobe.
He saw Luigi Mangione looking fabulous, and he was like, "Oh man, I gotta get that."
Oh, Maduro wishes he looked like Luigi Mangione in
1000%.
handcuffs.
If he had that jawline, come on. Yeah. So
I'm sure on his list of wishes, that's probably not super high. He definitely wishes that, but probably like down here, like in the 20s.
But hear me out. What if it were?
I will say
My only regrets is that I don't have the jawline.
I also love how they kidnapped him and his wife, and they keep making a big deal like she was the brains of the outfit or something. And it's like she's like, "What did I do? Why am I in Supermax?"
I mean, she could have done a lot of
I
I would
stuff.
love it.
Yes, I don't know.
if you Google historically, sometimes the
sometimes
wives of
for
the
sure.
dictators, if you look at like what was it in Syria, Assad's wife and stuff, they can do some pretty horrific shit. But yes, and I love that he was giving thumbs up as he's coming. Again, very bad guy. But he's giving thumbs up, and she's just covered in bandages from hitting her head. Like she was trying to run away and just bonked her head, and they just threw some fucking band-aids on because they didn't have actual medical supplies.
Oh god.
Anyways,
Sure.
we live in the dumbest and worst timelines.
I
It
know,
can
we
be
do.
both. It turns out.
When invading a country, don't bring a first aid kit. Just some bandages are good.
Slap him on there.
They were like Paw Patrol themed. They're like,
Oh my god.
Went down to the local like L Shoppers Drug Mart and just like.
Do you have Barbie Band-Aids?
Yeah. So coming back to the expansion, Trump has said that the U.S. must have Greenland, which is obviously part of the Kingdom of Denmark. His other viceroy, Stephen Miller, and Stephen Miller's wife, who's become a thing in recent weeks for reasons I don't know, have been talking endlessly about the U.S. obviously should have Greenland. Stephen Miller's wife was sharing memes and stuff about.
I'm just
Greenland
happy
with
she
the
got
US.
out of that pit Stephen Miller keeps her in.
I mean, once she put the Greenland in the basket, he let her out.
I think Trump is doing this just because he's mad he can't say the word fjord correctly.
No one can.
No.
I'm sure we're all doing it wrong.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah. So sorry, Claire. Go ahead.
Oh no, I just like another funny thing that I saw was just like today I think the White House put out a statement saying that they needed Greenland because they need to fend off Arctic adversaries.
Yeah.
And I want to know what they think those are.
Santa Claus.
Like penguins?
No, I like Santa Claus. He's a socialist,
Yeah,
right?
okay.
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
Sure.
absolutely.
The socialist
Goes
threat
in and
that
out of the
comes-
country.
And he's like, he's going at their kids.
Yeah.
Just indoctrinating them early.
He's
Yeah.
Grooming them,
Turning
That
them
is a
trans.
threat. You know
Turning
what?
them trans.
making them sit on his lap. Yeah.
I do have bad news that we're one of the Arctic adversaries.
Wait, no.
Yeah, Canada. The Arctic powers would be the U.S., Canada, Russia. and Greenland / Denmark.
Right.
And that's why like Canada has like always, and I guess Norway too. Canada always has those like little stupid fights with Denmark over control of like what is it, Hans Island, and we keep leaving like a bottle of maple syrup, and then they leave some beer and stuff, and that's like the fun version of this. But
What
obviously,
the fuck is our foreign policy, you guys?
But obviously, as the Arctic becomes more and more of an important trading route, as the ice melts, thanks to climate
Finally.
change, and as especially like back in the day when Russia was the big adversary, the concern was obviously Russia submarines going through under the Arctic ice and attacking U.S. installations and military bases. So that's the nominal reason, but of course the actual reason is they have rare earth minerals.
Yep.
And they just same with the oil. It's just the oil, but Arctic version.
I actually do think part of it is they want some kind of military presence there in case Europe gets any ideas in the future, and maybe Russia. Because as much as Trump is like, I want to be Putin, I think he also knows, like, someday I might have to fight this guy or something like that.
Right,
So,
like a lovers to enemies situation.
like all of the great fanfics.
I
Yes.
love that you guys think there's a plan. I think he just was scrolling on his phone. He's like, "What's this? Greenland?"
Yeah,
and that was it. That
and
was
on the
all it
map in
was.
American schools, it looks very big. It's
Oh,
the
yeah,
size of
there's-
Africa
Yes.
on the
There
map.
is 0% chance this man had ever heard of the Donroe Doctrine.
Oh yeah.
Until about a week ago.
Do you mean the Donroe Doctrine?
I do not, and you can't make me believe in it.
Just fucking rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? Remember when Grandpa used to be good at branding? Like he was good at selling things, and now it's
Sleepy Joe, and now it's Donroe Doctrine.
I was wondering about that. How many years? Because like I was looking at like the Joe Biden timeline and like the Donald Trump timeline. Like how many years until he's like Immortan Joe? How many years until it's like it gets a lot harder for him to sell his stuff? Like
you know
he's
how
just
he's
muttering
been
at the
slurring,
microphone.
You mean like he was on Saturday? Like literally, he was swaying back and forth and slurring his words.
I mean, like 202024 electoral Joe Biden.
He's going to be like pouring
like-
things on people, being like, "Do not get addicted to Greenland."
Aqua Cola.
Genuine answer to your question, I would say like a year at most.
if that.
Yeah. I would say like during the midterms.
I'll put money down on 6 months.
Let's start a pool.
I
Can we do this?
put money down on this man dying
A
within
dementia
a year.
pool?
I think we started.
Wait, is this for when he goes full Immortan Joe?
When he goes like full Biden at the debate level, like incomprehensible.
Oh wait, yeah, okay,
6
wait. So there's
months.
two things.
Yeah.
That, but then when do they have to Kamala him? When does he get?
It's a hard one to say. When does he get Kamala?
I think when they like managed to somehow disappear JD Vance and put Stephen Miller in his place or something like that, because nobody in the administration wants JD Vance in there.
6 months, a year.
So, I will say I'll kind of go in between. I'll say 8 months.
Oh, she $1 Price is Right.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
Well, now I gotta go like short, right? Because you said 6. Now I gotta go 4. I don't believe 4, but I need to make a choice.
All right.
Yeah, but you also got to like factor in like how they're going to be able to hide it behind the scenes for a while, right? Like the thing about the debate with Biden is he couldn't hide; he was on the debate stage. Like the question will be like, how do you prove it, right?
Yeah.
Until he's like prominently out there, it'll be hard to like. They'll just Woodrow Wilson him.
So
They'll just
these are
keep him
not.
behind
This is not
closed
the
doors.
Kamala. This is the hide him.
Yeah.
And
it's also going to be really difficult
hide him
to
in the
tell.
basement.
Yeah.
Because already he just starts talking about windmills out of nowhere. Like, what's the bar?
There's going to be a point where you're like,
Sure.
oh, he's gone.
But that's why the last
what?
few years, like all the stuff where they're like, Trump does the weave in his speeches. That's a way of them preemptively getting ahead of this man has
1000%.
full-blown dementia.
Yeah. That was like the equivalent of that Atlantic story about how like Biden is stuttering again because his stutter from his youth returned for no reason. Don't ask questions. And we were all like, oh yeah.
Sure. Well, that's also why they went so hard on Biden is old.
Yeah.
Because they want it to look like a bad faith thing when people start calling out that Trump is far worse.
Yeah, well, and at some point the media might actually start paying attention to Trump's rapid decline.
That would be impressive.
which would be
That'd be
interesting.
nice.
I mean, I don't think
Cool on
CBS. But
Well, there was a story in the Wall Street Journal last week where they started talking about it, and then he invaded Venezuela 2 days later, maybe to feel like a big, strong man.
Yeah.
I think you know what'll do it if he invades Venezuela again. Okay, he's done. He's done.
He's like, we've captured Maduro. And they're like, no, we had him already.
No, we went to Venezuela. We
have
couldn't
no
find
choice.
Maduro. Where did he go?
He's in the wind. We're going to send our best people.
He's not safe. We'll find him.
Know this, Maduro.
Maduro's next to him at the press conference being like, what the fuck?
His wife is tricky.
Yeah, Maduro's like, this guy got me?
I call him, we can't find a Maduro. It's not as catchy as Sleepy Joe, but it's what I'm calling him.
Yeah.
I'm not as good at this as I used to be.
Yeah, so Denmark, and like, but you know, Europe obviously has to take the lead on the response when it comes to Denmark because it's fucking in Europe. But the thing that is worth mentioning for everyone, including Canada, is Denmark and including Greenland is part of NATO. So if Trump fully invades, takes over Denmark, or fully takes over Greenland, excuse me, that's just the end of NATO, right? Like,
That's
just
literally what the
end
Danish
of-
prime minister said
Yeah.
today in a thing. She was like, if he does this, NATO is done.
I don't think so.
I like that we're all pretending NATO still exists.
I think NATO's it's gonna be like, you know, when there's like a fight on the subway, everyone pretends to not see it. We should intervene.
You're probably right, but I mean, Europe does. The whole point of the EU as a collective, among other things, is together we have a huge amount of power and strength in the world that we would not have as individual small countries, and that's true. Like, forget. Obviously, I'm not saying they're going to militarily resist the U.S. You know, that would be ridiculous. But like, they're a huge economic power. They have the power to devastate the U.S. economy.
There's so much
with
they could be
sanctions.
doing.
And I know they won't, but they need to at least front like they will, which I think was a big part of what today, as we record, was about, where Canada was there too, where they were all like really trying to say it with their chest and be like, we will not accept this. This goes to the heart of NATO. This goes to the heart of our relationship with the U.S. Like, Greenland is part of Denmark and will not change.
I want a European official to slip and be like, "We're white, for God's sakes."
I mean, I think there's a
Woof.
there's a
And then
pretty big
it's
reason
civil war
that,
in the U.S. There's a line.
It'll be Maloney. It'll be Georgia.
yeah, that's the Italian one. Yeah,
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting that like all the statements about Venezuela were pretty weak, and we're gonna talk about Canada's in a second. The statements about Denmark and Greenland were a lot more forceful, and I think you just answered a big reason why that would be.
We can excuse Venezuela, people, but
Yeah.
We draw the line at the sovereign kingdom of Denmark, home of the Pythagorean family, or whatever.
Everyone in sub-Saharan Africa is just the meme of Michael Jackson eating popcorn.
They invented Lego, for God's sakes. Then, of course, he went on to Mexico, Colombia. We already talked about Lindsey Graham absolutely salivating at the thought of taking over Cuba finally. Do we think this is the first domino and more to come, or do we think that's the classic like Trump talking shit bullshit?
I think it's a domino.
Yep.
Not to get too like conspiracy or anything like that, but I think we have to start taking this man seriously. And we make our jokes about him, but he literally just bombed a country and kidnapped its leader, and now he did that by saying he's a narco-terrorist and they have drugs. And then he goes on Fox News and says Mexico has drugs, and Claudia Sheinbaum is not in charge, and she's not doing a good job, and we have to take care of Mexico. Like, not to get too serious about things, I'm not saying, I truly don't think that he's going to just march into Canada and invade us, but I think a lot of the Latin American countries, absolutely.
Yeah.
Colombia for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely, he's gonna try.
Here's the thing. I think that there is a scarily equal chance that you are absolutely correct and that this is the first domino and the neocons in that party are just going to grab as much as they can while Trump is still standing upright. Or that he forgets about this in a week.
Yeah.
This is the thing.
Like, remember when they bombed Iran last summer and we were all like,
oh
okay.
my God, it's end of days, it's on.
Yeah.
End of days. World War III just started in the Middle East.
72 hours?
Yeah, if that. I think it could be a thing where
100%.
Trump's like, you're still fucking talking about Venezuela? I'm organizing a UFC fight on the White House lawn. But again, I think it's
True
equally
story.
possible.
Maduro's the ring girl.
If I can find him.
Hey, if it's that or...
Still in the wind, everybody. We got our best people on it.
He's still right next to him, just being like, I'm right here. Just giving the thumbs up still.
Maybe I can get this guy to find him. You, what's your name?
He speaks the language. I heard him talking it.
I heard him say Maduro, so he knows where to look.
He just says his name out loud like a Pokemon all the time.
Yo soy
Maduro.
Yo soy Maduro. He's big on soy milk and Maduros. Two things he's all about.
This guy knows what's going on.
He's gonna find him. He's our best man. You're a good American soldier. I'm Venezuelan.
We gotta take off his mask and handcuffs.
You know what? He looks a little bit like him. Maybe we can impersonate him and get someone to tell him where he is.
He might be related. We don't know. It could be our end.
We send him in as a duplicate to trick people to give him the location.
First of all, that's so funny. It's like, I mean, obviously it's actually him, but him walking around being like, "Hi, I'm me. Can you tell me where I should be?"
Can you tell me where I am? Oh my God, the dementia is contagious. It's airborne.
At some point, Maduro's there. He just starts responding to emails. He's like, someone should be running shit here, guys. Just answering phone calls and stuff.
Yeah. So it's my job to bring it back. I gotta bring it back.
Do it.
So bringing it back to the Canadian perspective. You know, the idea of America just gets to dominate the Western Hemisphere, which is is essentially a version of what Putin promised or claimed to be installing years ago, which is the U.S. has the Western Hemisphere, Russia gets Europe, and China gets Asia. Yeah. And like essentially just like we're dividing the world into triumvirate. Yeah. And
Africa and Australia are like, sweet.
Yeah, China's taking Australia.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that essentially like just like we're just gonna triumvirate, rip up the map, Roman Empire style.
No.
Like. And obviously that's Stephen Miller's, proposing that left and right. And, it's
mostly right.
Yeah. It's been almost a year since the 51st state stuff started, obviously with Trump getting sworn in and then the craziness surrounding the four nations in February. And you're seeing, very serious people in the Star and other places talking about we need to actually be ready for the U.S. to not invade necessarily, but use military force to coerce Canada. And you're totally right when you say, like, remember we thought the bombing was going to start World War III, and maybe we're looking back on this in a month and going like, wow, that was crazy and nothing ever came of it. But sitting here in this moment, January 6th, 2026, this feels like we're on the precipice of something truly insane. And I totally get why people are freaking out. I mean, like, first term, you can kind of just bet Trump's going to do whatever makes him the most money. It's a grift. It's a con. If you bet on that, you'll be right 99 times out of 100. Now he just seems, and obviously coming back to he obviously is not well, he just seems completely, he could go 8 different ways and I never know which way he's going to go.
He's just being puppeted by 10 different people.
And the worst human beings you can imagine.
Yeah. But I mean, and correct me if I'm wrong, I genuinely do not know. Has he had a plan or notion that's lasted longer than a weekend? Like, and I'm being serious.
I mean,
like,
tariffs.
Okay, yeah.
But
Right.
even those
say-
change
even
constantly.
That's true.
How,
he goes back and forth.
and how long did it take him? Like, how much time did he spend on that? I don't think a lot. I don't feel a lot. I don't know.
No, he just announced
But
them and
I
then
feel like
At
prompted
this
out the
point,
work.
does it matter
Freestyle
what
them.
he wants? It's just like, how long will his
But what I'm
puppeteers...
but what I'm saying is taking Mexico or Canada or something isn't something you can bang out in 48 hours. and I feel like there's going to be
Saskatchewan
a lot
alone is huge.
There's going to be a lot of moving parts.
Such big countries.
Like you're going to start getting pushed back because you
Yeah.
drag people into a war against white people. It's not nothing.
Yeah.
It's not nothing.
No,
There's
of
going to be
course.
something.
Even
then-
Mexico would require so many boots on the ground
Yeah.
so many American lives
It's
lost.
And a lot of people would be
Massive
asking,
Massive country.
why are we here? Why are we doing
full of
this?
actual cartels that would fight back pretty damn hard.
Yeah.
Once, like, I don't want to, I don't know.
No,
Once
but
the bodies
you're
start coming back,
You're totally right. Like those.
that's not going to be easy.
Yeah, those would be impossible countries to.
Greenland, he might pull it off.
But even then, I don't know. Like that is a long-term plan.
Yeah.
And Trump's not got stick-to-itiveness.
Yeah. Plus, and again, this sounds jokey, but the over/under that we're doing, our little betting pool, how long does he have?
Yeah, that is my one solace when he did today talk about joking about canceling elections, talking about canceling elections. It's like, it does feel like a bit of an idle threat because I'm looking at him, I'm like, dude, you're not making it. Like, I mean,
No,
like,
he's
sorry
got a
to be,
year max.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
you're not making it to 2028.
No.
So like, that is the one. You can make all the evil plans you want. Sometimes fate kind of just takes care of the problem for us. And if we're sitting here 4 years from now and Trump is still president and still alive, and we're still making podcasts, we're like, well, he can't make it to 2032, right? Like, fuck, goddamn.
I think
I'm just happy we still have a podcast in 3 years. I'm fun doing this with you guys.
and we're all still friends.
And alive.
Well, what are you planning? I think he'll still be alive. I just don't think he'll be a viable option.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
It'll be like you can't even Hannibal Lecter or Weekend at Bernie's him. Like, it won't work. It'll be
Really
like,
great Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah. And then
wonderful guy, misunderstood. I never met him.
I mean, I think that'll be the thing where it's just like when because I think he's got a year max. Fingers crossed. But and I think we're gonna find out the big questions, the answers to the big questions once he goes. Because it's will this cult of personality keep going? Will the people who have been puppeteering him behind the scenes, are they going to keep doing what they're doing? Are they only doing it because they can control this sick, very stupid, very arrogant man?
Yeah.
My feeling, what do I know, is that it can't because he has killed all of the alpha dogs. Anyone who's
Yes.
got any sort of alpha dog vibe, which is what
You're saying Stephen Miller isn't an alpha dog?
fucking come find me, Stephen.
I don't even know if that guy's human. I think he's some form of bat.
I was going to say vampire, but yeah.
So all you need is pick a Democrat who's got half
Yeah.
a cup of stones, and it's
Yeah.
Yeah, but
that?
wait. You
What?
said that like they'll do that. Pick a Democrat who's got some
They have a
stones.
whole party infrastructure to make sure they never do that.
Yes. They're gonna
It won't be him because he's extremely unpopular with especially the African American community. I don't entirely know why, but if you look at poll after
knows
poll,
what
he
he
gets 0% support, and the African American community is huge for Democratic primaries.
Who are we talking about here? I mean,
Buttigieg.
Oh, Buttigieg. Oh, yeah. I wonder why.
But yeah, anyways.
somebody. There's got to be somebody.
Yeah.
But yeah, so let's talk about the Canadian reaction to all this quickly, and then I want to quickly move on, which is so Canada did not respond for hours. Then Foreign Minister...
Judgmental silence. That's the Canadian way.
Then Foreign Minister Anand put out a statement that was like 80% just talking about what a piece of shit Maduro was, and then like 20% being like, I don't know. And then nearly a day later, Carney finally weighs in and basically just said Canada wants international law respected. Is Carney like too afraid of the U.S. to even mildly criticize it at this point?
I mean, World Juniors, right? Like, maybe he was just
distracted.
I feel like maybe he was just watching, and then he gets a notification on his phone. He's like, fuck no, I'm dealing with this tomorrow. Like we all have one of those.
I've already had a couple of beers. I can't deal with this right now.
It wouldn't be responsible for me to do it now.
Yeah,
I'll wait.
That's my theory. That's my working theory.
I really do think it's like elbows up unless Trump says that he doesn't like elbows, in which case like bury those fuckers, right? Like it's the fact that neither Anita Anand or Mark Carney's notice to quote unquote Trump didn't involve the words Trump, America, White House, invasion, bombing, anything. It made me, I got yelled at a lot online for people being like, no, well, he's being diplomatic. He's, you got to let him cook, et cetera, et cetera. And it's just like, what's the line here? How long are we going to be so afraid of this man that we can't even say the words United States of America when we're addressing the United States of America bombing Venezuela?
You know what that line of thinking is starting to feel like to me? Because I can't stand when I see people online like, you don't understand. He's got a plan. He's doing a thing. And I'm like,
can't tell us.
Maybe.
He's playing 3D chess.
Yeah. Carney is starting to feel to me like that wiener who plays Settlers of Catan, which I know is all of them. But... he's like that guy. I know, we play it every year. He's like that guy who spends all game trying to build the longest road. And he's like, I have a long game plan and I'm going to build the longest road and this is going to win me the game. And then eventually the guy across from him was like, I just invaded everyone and ate half my pieces and I beat you.
Yep.
I mean, I appreciate the metaphor. There's no invasion. It's
Or like I kept
There is in Carney's Catan.
That Catan was my Watchman. I was like, I did not get any of that.
But you know what I mean? Like the guy who just plays chaotically is like, I don't know, I think I fell ass backwards into winning.
Totally.
And your long game plan was for nothing.
I feel like at this point, Carney and every other world leader that's not Putin is just like a nurse in the nursing home. Just you avoid that one agitated, dementia-riddled old man.
But the thing is that there are European countries who did condemn him.
For sure, but they don't have 70% of their trade locked up in,
Yeah.
right? Like, because the thing is, like, I get
even
it.
Europe's response was pretty weak. Like, at least Starmer's and Macron's response.
But at
On
least
general
they,
principle, we
use
should
it.
definitely have said something, but all that gets us is a punch to the face.
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
but I just
Not to
kind of
make
think
it
like,
serious.
when are we going to criticize them until we have managed to secure trading with what am I trying to say?
I think that is the answer. Like trading with Asia or Europe or whatever.
Manages to get to 5%, 10%. How much are we willing to? I don't know. I realize that this is reactionary, and which is why I will never be a politician. But I just kind of I just spend my days looking at the situation, and being like, okay, Carney, what's your line? Like, what's the bar?
See, I just think we're stuck in the mushy middle. We're not standing up to Trump and doing things that way, but we're also not getting any kind of trade deal going. So like at a certain point, you got to be like, all right, this trade deal, dangling, whatever, that's not happening. So we got to pivot. And the pivoting is obviously actually standing up to Trump, doing other things. And I get he's stalling for time. He's making deals.
He's also got a number in the pool.
He is making trade deals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get all that. But to say...
He absolutely does.
Yeah,
he's had a group of doctors, all right, what's the over?
Yeah, actuarial tables, and he's like 8 months. 8 months, 5 days.
I know.
Mark Carney.
But to say respect international law after a country has committed an act of war is it's like bolting the barn doors after the horses bolted, run into the house and kicked the farmer's wife to death. It's just
Jesus Christ.
just wow.
Yeah.
Luke painting a word picture on our surprisingly grim podcast.
on a journey.
The job's been done. Well, they killed a grandma. I'm mad. I don't know about you guys, but I'm opposed to killing grandmas. But
I'm here to play devil's
Brave
advocate.
stance.
But yeah,
guys
so
weren't
I just
there.
think it was a pathetically weak response.
It was.
And the fact that genuinely they responded harsher about the threat to Greenland than the actual invasion. Again, we know why, but yeah.
I mean, at least we found Trump's line. This is where he will go too far, going to Greenland and
Yeah, but the other, of course, response that everyone talked about was Poilievre's. And, Poilievre didn't mince words. He just fully embraced it. He put out a statement being like, congrats. He said he put out a statement congratulating Trump and saying Maduro should live out his days in prison.
Yep.
Again, based on crimes that were committed in a different country that the U.S. does not have jurisdiction over. Whatever.
Down with socialism.
Yeah.
Down with socialism.
All socialists in prison, yeah. Even putting aside the concerns that Trump is going to turn his ire on us and invade us, he does realize that, like, if the U.S. succeeds here, Venezuela's oil completely fucks over his biggest supporters in Alberta and destroys the Alberta oil and gas industry.
Well, that's what I like today. He posted online talking a huge monologue about how this is why we have to keep our oil sovereignty and we have to build a pipeline. The government has to, quote unquote, get out of the way, whatever the fuck that means. Considering Carney was like, go forth, Daniel Smith, go forth and build your pipeline. And he's clearly getting flack from his party for saying, down with socialism, congrats to Trump, good job, buddy. Do you want to get coffee next week? And I'm sure that his party was like, you can't, like, what the fuck are you doing, man?
Yeah.
And so he wasn't thinking about oil. And now he's like, shit, all right, I got to think about oil. But, you know, at the same time, they're not going to be a competition for oil for apparently a decade. So who knows?
Yeah, for sure. But, I mean, immediately you saw that the oil and gas futures tumbled. Canada's oil producing companies' shares tumbled. Now, that can be undone in a day. That could all be, you know, stock market isn't real, blah, blah, blah. But, like, there's the idea that, like, okay, now we got to panic build a pipeline so that we can get our oil to market in a world where even if Venezuelan oil doesn't directly get imported into the U.S., even if it just generally enters the global market, massive supply increase, obviously, price drops. And the thing, as everyone knows about oil sands oil, is that it's only profitable to get it out of the ground if oil is above a certain level because it takes so much goddamn work to get it to remove the sand and everything and get it out. And obviously, I don't know the science behind it, but it's a very expensive form of oil production.
Oh, we have the shittiest oil.
Yeah, we have a lot of it, but as opposed to like what Saudi Arabia has, what Texas has, et cetera, our oil is dirty oil, I guess, and it is so much more expensive to produce. So when oil drops below a certain amount, it's not economically viable to produce it and ship it, let alone build a pipeline for it and ship it to fucking Japan or wherever the hell they're dying.
Cut back to Nile.
I'm dying inside. I'm going to burst into flames. I cannot.
Like
I have
oil.
nothing. I got nothing.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that we've tied our entire country's economic futures to oil. Mm-hmm. It's the only plan we seem to have.
All because of one province that just won't accept it.
This is the best strategy of 2006. This is so smart, you guys.
By the way, Alberta, we're coming to see you. Buy tickets now.
Danielle Smith, I'm bringing my wig.
Well, all right then.
People are cool in Edmonton, right?
Oh, God, I hope so.
I mean, the people coming to the show, I imagine aren't going to be like oil rig workers, but if they are, hey, you can come and heckle Ian, but not me.
Oh, man.
Well, before we move on to our big finish, a quick word to you, the listener. First of all, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for checking us out. If you haven't already, please feel free to jump on your app of choice, leave 5 stars, leave a review. It really helps us get the word out and grow this podcast to be the biggest and best thing we know it can be. Also, feel free to tell a friend, share some of our video clips. Some of our video clips that went up lately have done super well. Thanks to you all. The Instagram loves heated rivalry, so that shit popped up. And so anything you can do to help us, grow this thing, we do really appreciate. If you are so inclined to support us monetarily, you can do so at patreon.com/thebeaverton. Not only will we be keeping the podcast going, the website alive, you'll also get an extended cut version of this episode every week where we talk about a story we didn't cover on the regular part of the episode, or sometimes stories. This week we talked about Chrystia Freeland's interesting timing with taking on the role, her new role as the Ukraine's economic advisor, while still being a sitting Canadian MP, and the backlash against that. We also will do polls and quizzes and stuff and fun behind the scenes things on the Patreon. Ian, you have any Patreon shout outs this week?
Yeah, absolutely. I got a couple of comments here. Darth Bob Lobla, love that name, just wrote, new patron here. Thanks for bringing back the podcast. I never really found myself listening to podcasts until this bullshit year when I was doing mindless volunteer work.
Yay.
That's good that you're doing volunteer work. He said he was able to binge listen all of the new stuff. We're now a staple of his Thursday commute, which I like hearing.
Appreciate it.
Also saw a comment on YouTube from Strata Voss Stuff 7575. I should read these first. Said, came here for the short involving heated rivalry. So people really do love heated rivalry. We should be talking about it more, everybody.
Too bad the season's already done.
God damn it. They need more than 6 episodes. We need content. And again, speaking of Patreon, thank you so much for supporting our Patreon. We really appreciate every single one of you. The people who comment, the people who just support it. It's great. We're going to thank some of our Patreon supporters here. Some of the people who just newly joined us, Michelle de Saunier, Carolyn Bach, and Catherine St. Cyr, St. CYR. I assume that's short for Cyril Sneer. That's all I can hear when I say it. And some of our OG supporters. We got Barb Amson, Atomic Gaming 34, and Luke Krayenhoff, which I suspect is Luke's pseudonym, and that he is funneling money back into our Patreon somehow.
Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly what I'm doing.
All appreciated. We love y'all.
Yeah, thank you, Patreon subscribers. We really do appreciate it. And now it is time for the approximately 10-minute long quiz.
It's the approximately 10-minute long quiz. Brought to you by Time.
Every week, I ask our panel to play the approximately 10-minute long quiz, where I put their knowledge of some less widely reported news stories to the test. Panel, our first question. A Kitchener man was recently charged with stealing $800 worth of what common, but rarely stolen item?
Canada geese.
How do you monetize a Canada goose?
How many geese is $800?
I don't know.
OnlyFans, guys, come on. Welcome
only
to
geese.
2025. Only geese. Only G's.
I'm guessing $800 worth of pennies. and he got caught by the police after like a massive hernia.
Just the jingle jangle as he ran down the street.
I don't have an answer for this. I just want Kitchener man to become our Florida man.
Well,
Pulling for it.
Yeah.
Really pulling for
That
it.
is good.
Come on, Kitchener, you can do it.
Does anyone know the real answer? No. Butter. He stole $800 worth of butter.
So like 2 bricks?
Yeah, exactly.
Hey.
It was Gailey. It was the good stuff. The judge discharged him, but said, I doubt the man was just doing a lot of baking, but I cannot prove he was part of a theft ring. The allegation being that this guy and a bunch of other people were just stealing as much as they could to make a really big pie. I don't know. Like, just they were. He was the butter
dealer.
guy, and the other guy was
butter
the milk
dealer.
Yeah.
Did he break into a butter factory?
Nope. Just went grocery store by grocery store stealing butter.
Wait, and they let him go? Like they were like, no big deal?
It was like a
Because he slipped
conditional
away.
discharge. Yeah.
They couldn't hold him because of all the butter.
What does slip a discharge mean?
Conditional discharge.
Oh, conditional. What
Meaning
does that
like
mean?
basically like you get a pass this time.
No, that dude has got to be on the
Seriously?
list. Something is happening. I don't like this at all.
Oh my God, they're
was
going to
only
call him the
$800.
Butter King.
This will be a terrifying headline.
It's
about
going to be
year
a
from now.
CBC show.
Oh my God.
Butter King.
Yeah, we didn't make a thing about that maple syrup heist. We let the Americans do that for us. So now we're going to do this with the butter
Yeah.
king.
Yeah, I don't think that ever got made. I remember Vince Vaughn was going to be in it.
No, it came out like a mini series came out last year. Didn't it?
All right. I remember that.
It was American showrunners. I wasn't pleased.
Yeah. All right, next question. No points on that one. The Order of Canada was recently awarded to what beloved single-name Canadian?
Finally, justice for Mitsu.
I had a joke response. I'm like, wait, I think this might be right. Is it Dead Mouse?
No. Good question. Good guess.
Dead Mouse Canadian?
Yeah.
Dope. I think I do know who it
Tell
is.
it.
I'm going to butcher the name because I've never actually said it out loud. Is it like the Nardwar?
Nardwar.
Hey!
Nardwar is getting the Order of Canada, which, like, don't get me wrong, he earned it, and all the people who are mad about that are wrong. Andrew Coyne was, like, tweeting about, like, oh my God, they're giving it to some guy named Nardwar. It's like, he does very good work, and he's a really good journalist and interviewer. I will also say, he definitely earned it, but given how good he is at finding shit out about people that they didn't know he was going to find, he'd be a great blackmailer. So if he's blackmailed his way into this,
That's how we got the Order of Canada.
Yeah, exactly.
He knows
That's
stuff
what I'm
about
saying.
all
And then
the
he
order
stole
people.
$800 worth of butter.
I mean, his nickname is the Human Serviette, so he can mop it right up.
Oh, yeah.
Claire is too young to fully appreciate Nardwar.
I will admit I do not know anything about this man.
He was on Much Music for a long time. He's a very good music journalist. He does interviews with celebrities. Like the most recent one that went viral was Sabrina Carpenter, where part of it is just like really good interviews and stuff and like fun little things he does. But he also like asks questions that are so like deep cut. How did you know about this stuff? That like basically every time there'll be at least one moment where a celebrity goes like, what the fuck? How did you find that out? So that's what he got kind of famous for.
Oh, cool.
So that is Nardwar. Next question. So point to Claire on that one. For what truly horrifying reason was Canadian musician Ashley McIsaac forced to cancel a Halifax area concert this week.
He lost a fiddle duel with a devil. Always wanted to answer that in real life.
Phenomenal joke
Love it.
answer. You get the point if no one knows the real answer.
Yep.
I'm saying he couldn't do the concert in Halifax. He got trapped in Dartmouth. Couldn't get across the bridge. And I'm allowed to say that. I'm from Dartmouth.
Take that.
Now I know there's a bridge. All right.
Two bridges.
My God, the rich in bridges.
I love the excitement.
One goes east, one goes west.
Two.
Never the twain shall meet. This bridge always lies, but this bridge always doesn't.
So you've been to Halifax. You know my culture. Yeah, the McKay Bridge always tells the truth. The McDonald Bridge always lies.
They're both Mac.
Yes. It's very confusingly named. It is quite easy to get lost.
Oh, I can't follow that. I just said he was lured into the ocean by a siren.
Off of the lying bridge.
Correct.
I mean, that's how it gets you.
That's how the lying bridge was like.
Sadly, the real story is going to bring the mood down. Does anyone know the real answer?
Yeah.
It's gonna be dark.
Didn't some Chat GPT say that he was a pedophile or something like that?
Worse, Google's AI summary that pops up when you Google him. You know how now if you don't turn that off, the first thing that comes up is the AI summary. Said he was a pedophile and sex criminal who had multiple convictions for sex crimes. Not at all true. There was a guy with a similar name, not even the same name, but a similar name, who was busted for pedophilia on the East Coast. And so he fully had it was like a local indigenous community canceled his concert that he was going to play, and they've since apologized and been like, so sorry, we made a mistake. And he's said to be considering Google. So that's the situation with Ashley McIsaac.
Time for rebrand.
Yeah.
I just love that Ashley McIsaac spends years cultivating the image of I'm fiddling's bad boy. Look at me.
Oh, too bad.
What an
Too
edgy
bad.
fiddler. And then ChatGPT or Google AI is clearly a sex criminal.
This is how I found out that Ashley McIsaac is considered the bad boy of fiddling.
Oh man, back in the day, back in the 90s, our parents were scandalized by his wild antics.
His interview with Nardwar went nuts.
I think he played in a kilt or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I think I read something about that.
Yeah.
All right, so point to Ian, so it's 1-1. Next question. As we all search for solutions to climate change, some private companies are working on a solution inspired by numerous films and TV shows. What is it?
You got to tell me it's blocking the sun.
Yes.
Yes.
It is absolutely blocking out the sun.
Somebody watched the Simpsons episode where Mr. Burns tries to block the sun.
Yeah,
That's insane.
A startup solution called Stardust Solutions announced it had raised $60 million to pursue technology that will bounce the sun's light back into space using reflective airborne particles. Look, at the end of the day, guys, this is complicated, but it was either this or make moderate changes to our lifestyle 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Frankly, this seems easier.
Sorry.
Go after big companies
I mean, I don't eat meat, but I don't think anyone should give or reduce their meat consumption at all. So let's burn it up.
So these fucking morons watched The Matrix, and the part where Lawrence Fishburne is then we put a thing into the sky that blocked out the sun and it's destroyed the planet, and they were like, that's our plan.
Yeah.
That's what we want to do.
No, 100%. They took the Red Bull.
Yep. Those guys, Mr. Burns, we're taking advice from the best people.
Christ.
All right, our last question clears up 2-1. Ian can tie. Niall's just here for fun.
Every day, all day.
This is complete the headline. I'm going to read a headline, listen some words. You fill it in. Man who stole mandolins from music store returns them with note explaining that.
I couldn't go through with it. Signed, Captain Corelli. I think that's the second time I've name-checked Captain Corelli's mandolin on this podcast. I don't know how.
Go for
The third time you do it, he has to walk behind you.
I think it said, not every musical instrument gets you laid. Turns out,
Mandolin
turns
wouldn't do
out,
it.
not every
Mandolin
musical
wouldn't do
instrument
it.
gets you
Unless
laid.
someone's really into bluegrass. If you find a woman really into bluegrass, you might have a chance.
Yep. I'm going to say man who stole mandolins returned them with a note saying that his wife had actually asked him to buy mandarin oranges.
Or a mandolin food slicer.
Yeah.
Does anyone know the real answer? Man who stole mandolins from music store returns them with note explaining that he was drunk.
Oh.
How did we not think of that?
He had gone to the store, stuffed 2 mandolins, which for those visually, it's like a small guitar, stuffed 2 mandolins
But not
down
that
a
small.
No, but he had a
They're
really
very big pants.
He had a real puffy coat. Imagine
clown
George
pants.
in that episode of Seinfeld. He had a real puffy coat, stuffed them in, zipped it up, walked out of the store, and then the store owner said a few days later, after the video of that went viral because people were laughing at the guy stuffing mandolins in his coat.
Oh.
He came back, just kind of walked in with like the mandolins in 2 bags, put them down by the door with the note taped, and then just like sprinted away. Fair enough. And yeah, so his full note read, I'm drunk. I was drunk. Merry Christmas. You're a good man.
Oh, Kitchener, man. You're so crazy.
That last
Charming
part-
enough, I give him a pass.
That last part was for himself. You're a good man. He was still drunk. Look at you returning stuff.
Yeah.
You're a good man, Charlie Brown.
And then he stole 5 dulcimers down his pants.
Full theremin.
Honestly, say I have never gotten drunk and stolen multiple musical instruments.
Yeah, well, they say drinking just reveals who you really are. So.
Yeah.
All right. Well, at the end of the quiz, I can reveal our winner, Clare Blackwood. Clare, you win the right of first plug.
Huzzah. I have a Patreon. It's patreon.com/Clare Blackwood Comedy. It's called The Very Unfunny Leftist. And you can find me on YouTube at It's Clare Blackwood.
Awesome. Now.
I have 2 other podcasts because, that's how I do. I have a now award-winning
I was going to say.
Dungeons & Dragons podcast, Comedians in Dungeons Getting Dragons, please and thank you.
Yay.
And I have my good news podcast, Total Annihilation, which is a nice existential chaser.
What award did you win?
Canadian Podcast Award for Outstanding Fiction Series.
Nice.
Because it turns out we made it all up.
Yeah.
It turns
lot
out
of
those
people-
dungeons didn't really happen.
Yeah, no.
Those dragons, not real.
So, yeah.
Awesome. Ian, anything specific you want to mention?
Please check out the Beaverton online. Check us out in our socials. We're trying to build up that TikTok. I did just want to say we've had a couple real funny, time-sensitive articles in the last couple weeks by some of our newer writers. Derek Schultz this afternoon wrote "Dictator Frees Venezuela from Dictator," which made me laugh. And on the weekend, Bridget Klein-Simpson, she wrote, Mark Carney turns off geolocation on phone, just in case, which people seem to like a whole lot.
Yeah, that became much more real as Trump's threats grew over the course of the weekend. Absolutely check out those articles. Subscribe to our newsletter if you want the best of the Beaverton delivered to your inbox every Sunday, beaverton.com/newsletter. And again, see us in Edmonton. We're coming Saturday, January 24th. It's going to be a heck of a lot of fun. Talk to you soon. Bye.
The Beaverton Weekly Report is produced by Andrew Rivamy in partnership with the From Superheroes Network. Visit FromSuperheroes.com to hear more great podcasts like this.